Hi Year 6, my name is Mrs Williams and I am one of the art teachers at Thornley. For one of your transition tasks, you are being asked to complete an art activity, and this is an art activity with a little bit of a twist because you're going to create your own paints using some natural items that you might have at home. So I've got a few here. I've got coriander leaf, I've got cinnamon, cumin and paprika. Now you don't need to use these exact herbs and spices, you can use whatever you've got at home. Or it might be, if you've not got any herbs and spices, you could use something like some coffee, soy sauce, have a little root through your cupboards, even ketchup if you needed to. So what I'm going to do is I've got some glass jars here and I'm just going to put myself a little bit of paprika in here. It's a gorgeous colour, and we're going to use this as if it is powder paint almost, and I'm just going to add a little bit of water. Now you'll notice, seeing as we are creating our own paints, I haven't got a regular paintbrush here either. Now you might love to paint, you might have lots of paints and brushes at home, but for this activity we are creating our own paints and brushes. So I am using a kebab skewer, and what's quite good about my skewer is it's almost like a double-sided paintbrush because I've got a very narrow end and then quite a wide end. So there's my paprika paint. It smells absolutely gorgeous, so I'll just leave that at the back there for a moment. And let's see how my colour changes for my cumin. So we'll put a little bit in there. Now you can see already that the colour is slightly different, so we'll just add a little bit of water. And we'll give this paint a little stir as well, so you can see that I've got a completely different shade of brown. My paprika is a much more orangey red, a much warmer colour than my cumin was. Now we'll give the cinnamon a little go. So for this activity, you might want to work at a bronze level. You might create one paint using one herb or spice or whatever condiment you have, and you might create your work with that one colour. If you want to be working at a higher level, you can see here that my cinnamon is going to be quite a similar colour to my cumin. If you want to be working at a higher level, you will be going ahead and creating different coloured paints, so you can create a more complex image that might have different tones. Actually, you can see now as I'm mixing that, I'm getting a slightly different colour again now. So there's my third. And finally, this one's going to be a little bit different because this one isn't a spice. This one's a herb and it's coriander leaf. And I'm hoping if I put a little bit of water in here, I will be able to mash some of these leaves to give myself a lovely natural green colour. And we'll just give that a little mix up. Now something that would be good to create green colours would be something like spinach or mint leaves, whatever you happen to have growing in your garden or in your kitchen cupboards. It would be totally fine for you to experiment with. I might actually just put a little bit more coriander in there. It smells terrific, by the way. So I'm going to leave that there. So I've got my 4 paints, I've got my 4 brushes. Now if you've not got any kebab skewers like these, you could use cocktail sticks, you could use some branches or twigs. You have to be really inventive with this. So going with our natural theme, I've got some different leaves from in my garden, and I've also got this beautiful flower. It's got a really gorgeous shape and it's symmetrical. That's lovely. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my homemade paints and brushes to draw what I can see, and I'm going to try and observe the shapes and the lines of the objects. Now you'll notice in this leaf we've got a section that is a lovely pale yellow, so anybody who wants to get the gold level for this will be trying to use different coloured paints to create those different changes in tone. So I'm just going to start working here. This is the paprika that I'm using, and I'm just looking really closely at the shapes of the leaves. I'm looking at where it turns and where it bends, and I'm just starting by getting myself a little outline in. Now you can see with the lighting in the room where I'm sat, my leaf has got a lovely shadow under there, so it would be terrific if you were able to use one of your other paints to create a lovely shadow under there. So I'm just going to give myself a little bit of detail here. So there we go, a bit of paprika. Let's now try the cumin. See, now we've got a different colour here again. So I'd be interested to see what herbs and spices you use and what colours you can create. I think I could do with making that a bit stronger. To make it stronger, I would put more of the spice in. And let's see what sort of effect we get with the cinnamon. I think the cinnamon is the strongest smell of all. So you can see I'm just building up my leaf shape here. And maybe back to the paprika. So this is where I'm going to leave you. So for your task, you have to create your own paints and brushes out of things that you can find at home, and you need to create a painting of a natural object, whether it's a leaf or a flower, maybe something you found while you've been out on a walk. Best of luck, everybody. See you soon.
There are several ways that you can submit your art transition STEAM work. You can either hand it to your art teacher in the first week back, or you can hand it directly to Mrs. Williams. You can also submit a photo of your work on Google Classroom. Make sure to download the Google Classroom app from either the Play Store or the Apple Store. Once you've done that, you'll need to log in using the details given in your pack and find the STEAM Transition Classroom. Navigate to the Classwork tag at the bottom of the page and then find Art. If you click on the task you want to submit, look for your work and click Add Attachment. Add a picture and find the picture, attach that to your work, and then remember to hand your work in so that we can see that you have completed it. Good luck, Year 7.